The Big Bearded Baker.
Hi, welcome to the Big Bearded Baker. I got a special guest with me today.
I am Connor Pierce.
We're gonna make French bread today. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right. So, here's what we're gonna do first. Okay. See here, Bubba. Got our cookbook. So, what are we gonna do first?
2 cups of flour,
Okay. What else?
yeast and salt.
Yeast and salt.
Stir in 2 cups of warm water and beat until well blended. Then use a sandwicher with dough. Look at that. Use a Spanish.
Oh, we're good there, Bubba. All right. So we're gonna get our dough attachment. That's what this guy is. So let's throw him on here. Alright. Got our flour. Total of 6 cups. We're going to put about 2 cups in first. There's 1. And 2. Alright, there are 2 cups. And what else did it say? It said yeast.
Yeah.
So yeast. About 1.5 teaspoons. And then salt, right? That's also 1.5 teaspoons. And we're also going to throw in our 2 cups of warm water at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Right. So there's that. Let's throw our dough hook down. Let's let it start doing its thing. So we're going to let that mix first. And from there, what we're going to do now is, as it says, you were going to say, you're going to use a wooden spoon or cup of anything, and we're just going to kind of start adding the dough, or not the dough, but the flour into the dough mixture so it starts to come together. So go through here. Get some easy on us. We'll do this about a cup at a time. Okay. Mix. You having fun making the bread? Speak up. No, we don't need to put it on a higher one.
No, I said you put it on higher.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Let's put a little bit more. You don't put this one in? Over here. Reach up real far. There we go. A little bit more mixing. Now, this is going to be the fun part of this one. We have to knead this one by hand because it's French bread. No better way to do it.
Nice.
Down some of the flour that's in there. It all gets nice and mixed up in. Some of the flour.
I like that I chose this one.
What's that?
I like that I chose this one.
Come over here. What is it that now?
And I like that I chose this one now.
Cool.
Like, touching my hand.
Right, you're almost there. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this flour mixed in.
Daddy, can I turn it?
Yeah, I'll let you turn it on this time. Wait, we gotta put the dough hook down. So put it on about 2, a little bit after 2. That's good. Right. So we're gonna let that mix up. Let's go ahead and see what we need to do next while that's deep. After we get that all you needed, we're going to take the dough, okay, after it's nice and smooth, we're going we're going to pull it out. We're going to put it on our cutting board here with a little bit of flour. That's when we're going to start kneading it. And it's going to take it about 8 to 10 minutes of kneading to be able to get it nice and soft. There we go. There's our dough.
Just move the hook.
Yep.
And slowly came down.
What's that?
And then it slowly went down.
Yep. So let's take our dough hook off here. Use our spoon. Get that off. There we go. Now, let's get some flour.
Have the flour in.
We're going to put it here.
Have the flour down.
Sure. Take a little bit and just spread it out. Should be good. What I'm going to have you do, when I ask you for a little bit of flour, I'm going to have you put a little bit out here on the thing, okay? Because kneading takes a
Now flour.
well, no, it takes a fair amount of force. You got to be kind of strong to be able to do it right. Let's take our bowl out here. So, we won't need any flour yet. Let's go ahead and turn our dough out. There we go.
Have the soup ready for when you want me to.
Okay.
It's actually good.
Now, as you can see, come here, feel this. It's warm. It's going to get a little warmer as we start kneading it too, because that yeast is going to start to activate with the warm water and the salt that we put in there and start kind of blooming. So now what we're going to do is we're going to
Basically warmness and salt activate it.
well, sugar will also help activate yeast. It'll actually grow larger with sugar because sugar and yeast help make fermentation, or CO2, which is how beer is also made. So, you want to come over here and stand so you can kind of watch? Because like I said, this takes a little while to do. I don't need any flour yet. I got you. See, what we want to do is see how like when you stretch it, it still looks real sticky. What we're doing is we're going to be kneading that out of it. And that's what kneading does. It helps produce gluten, which makes it elastic and fluff and kind of almost fluffy, but not quite fluffy. Not yet. You don't always need to add flour all the time. This is just if I need you to. See, the more I work it, the less sticky it gets. See, it was sticking to my hands before, now it's all starting to come off, which is good. The flour. Okay, go ahead and put me a little bit of flour down. We won't need a lot, just a little, and that'll probably be all the flour we need. Just shake it. That's good. All right, go ahead and put that up. We don't need any more flour. We got plenty of it here now. Go ahead and grab the lid there. Good job. You put it back over there. Awesome. Yes, you are. I always like a good helper in the kitchen. I think Mommy wanted a high five. She's our camera girl. Now you see how it's starting to come more like into a ball when I turn it? See, it's not quite done, but see, it's almost getting there. What's that?
I'm just glad I was able to touch it.
Usually, this takes about 8-10 minutes. It can take less time. Depends on the gluten development, how quickly it works. See this? Look at it. See how it's starting to become more flat?
I would like to feel it.
Go ahead. So when you touch it, see how it bobs back?
Yeah.
Starts to form back. We're almost there because it's not quite
Like a bubble.
like a bubble.
I mean a balloon.
Yes, more like a balloon.
That balloons doesn't pass.
Exactly.
If you put too much farce on it, it'll pop.
That's correct. Let me tell you, kneading dough, that's a stress reliever.
Someone told me you had stress.
I don't have that much stress. I'm pretty good.
You had long things even the stress.
Well, everybody has a little bit of stress. All right, looks like we are almost there. So now that we've got this guy kneaded up pretty good.
Now transform it into a bowl.
Yep.
Or a bowl of dough.
Yeah, now we're going to
Bowl it up.
see how when I stretch it and ball it now, it's not tearing, which is what we want to see. So we're becoming more like a ball. See? Now,
We have our bowl of dough.
now when you touch it, it springs a lot more. See? So now what we need to do,
Now we need a roller.
nope. Now we're going to take our bowl that we had that had the flour in it. Since that's all nice and empty, we're going to put a little bit of oil in that.
Then we put it all in.
Nope. We're going to put a little oil in it. And then we're going to let it set. It's got to proof or rise. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of oil to our pan. Or excuse me, our bowl. And we're going to add a little oil. Connor, see? Add a little oil to the bowl.
About
One of these days.
Drop. Or small forward.
Yep, just a little bit. And we're going to turn it in the bowl. Then what we're going to do,
Wait, it has to be in the bowl.
sure. There you go. So you got it in the bowl. See how, look, see it slides around? Because of oil. That'll keep it from sticking.
Yeah.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to take,
This so I can see the faces here.
okay. So what we're going to do now is it's got to sit in this bowl for about 30 minutes to an hour, give or take, on how big you want your proof to get. In this case, actually, we're going to let this rest. We're not going to let it proof too much because we're going to let it proof at the end once we make it into the big French bread roll. So we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes. Cover?
Have my fun.
Yep, we're going to cover. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, welcome back. So we've let our dough double in size, which takes about an hour. I think we said 8 to 10 minutes before we left. Got a little ahead of ourselves on the cookbook. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to turn the dough back out. We're going to punch it down, and we're going to split it. So I'm just going to get a little bit of flour. You want to do the honors again?
Yep.
Alright, sprinkle that out. So we're just gonna, just like that. Alright? That.
I'll put it back on.
There's our dough, double in size.
I see.
Like I said, we're gonna punch it down. You wanna hit it a couple times? Give it a good smacking. There you go, that's good. Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna split it in half.
That's a good knife. That's actually a good knife.
There we go. Get it split in half. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of fold it over a couple times. Just like that. This is where we're going to start.
Rolling it.
Kind of. All you got to do is just let it kind of stretch up. You bounce it a little bit. It pulls it quite nicely. Check your widths on items.
Can I do the second one?
I'll let you try the second one. Just like so.
Is there corn salad?
We want to see. Yeah, we want to make that wide. All right, Bubba. Here you go. So what you want to do is you want to kind of roll it up. So see we've already. So roll it up like this on top of itself. There you go. And now if you got that, turn it down. Now you got to do is just kind of grab it and stretch it out a couple times. Go. Pick it up and bounce it. There you go. So,
That was easy.
it's not too hard.
I think that's the easy part. Well, easiest part.
Yeah, that side didn't stick. Get a little bit of water. Stick it on it.
So I see I want it like this there.
There we go.
Well, I think it's about the time I leave.
Right, so now that we got those two guys up on here,
It's about the time I leave.
you're done? Okay. I'll finish this up. It's fine.
I did have my dog, right?
There's our two French loaves. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let these guys just kind of sit. Just like that. Take cornmeal. Sprinkle a baking sheet with it. Set it long ways. Just like that. One. Cornmeal. Two. Three. Stretch it a little bit more. Just like that. Now, kind of give it that classic French bread look. I'm going to put a couple slices in it. You can do about 3 to 5 slices, kind of whatever fits it. Just like that. That. You want those to go in about 1/4 of an inch. Now, you need to let these set again and proof for just a little bit, just to kind of not really double in volume, but just get slightly bigger to where you see these guys start opening up. Then we'll be ready to put them in the oven. About the time you preheat your oven, they'll probably be about ready, so just give them covered up. We'll let them go for a few more minutes, proofing, and we'll throw them in the oven. See you in a little bit. Okay, so let our bread start going back up just a little bit. Now what we got to do is separate an egg white and its yolk. We're going to paste a little bit of egg white on it. There we go. Egg white. Just whisking. You don't have to whisk it too much. I'm not trying to make it rain or anything. here, excuse the extremely large basting brush, I really need to get a smaller one. Just baste the top, egg wash. Then 375 degree preheated oven. These guys are going to go in for about 20 minutes. After that first 20 minutes, we'll baste a little bit more egg wash on again, and then it'll go for about another 15-ish, 20 minutes at most. Basically, you just want to make sure that your bread almost doubles in size while it's baking. It's be about 1/2 really, and that it's completely done. You can touch that with a temperature probe if you need to, or just kind of give it a little touch, and you should have a fairly hard crust on the top of it when it's done. So let's throw these guys in the oven. Okay, first 20 minutes set. See you back in a little while. Welcome back. French bread is ready. Let's get her out of the oven. There you have it. Beautiful French bread. Thanks for joining us today. Hope to see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell notification if you want to continue to see more.